guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to take you along with me in a day of eating so you can see how things are going for me with Weight Watchers and the Purple Plan. So this is a little bit backwards because what I'm doing is I'm making a pork loin roast, but I'm marinating and cooking it the night before. So what you're going to see now is me marinating this roast, and then what will happen is I'll pick it up after we get the roast in the crock pot, and I'll show you what's happening the next day. So now I'm showing you here all the spices that I'm adding to the roast for the marinade. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the roast nice and rubbed down and then put it into the crock pot. So go ahead and take a look and you'll see all the things I'm eating in the course of a day. Bye. So the first thing I'm gonna have today is a cup of tea. I decided not to do coffee today, but just I'm about to start my work day. So just something to drink, and I'm still trying to do intermittent fasting for the most part as I change into Weight Watchers. I think that'll be a good safe measure for me until I get used to having just 16 points a day. So I'm gonna just drink some tea and then try to have my try to have my first meal, push it out as much as I can, and eat like I typically do around 11:30. And then that kind of will help me get through the day. So I will touch base with you later. So last night I marinated a pork loin roast and I put it in the crock pot. And that's one thing about using your crock pot or your pressure cooker, but mainly your crock pot. When you wake up in the morning, the house just smells so good. So I love that when you wake up after using your crock pot, it just smells so good. So let's just take a sneak peek at how it turned out. So my plan is to make some type of Mexican bowls. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to, later today, once I start my day, I'm going to kind of shred this up. Oh man, it looks so good and so flavorful. So what I'm gonna do is I'll take some forks and I'm gonna shred the meat up. And so this week I'll have some options, but today I'm thinking more of maybe a bowl, like a Southwest bowl with some pork roast, maybe some greens, some brown rice, avocado, tomato, maybe like a little bit of salsa, that type of thing. So that's what I'm kind of thinking for dinner I'm playing around with. So I will come back later today when I figure that out. But for now, I'll just keep it on warm and I'll show you later what I'll have with the pork loin. Bye. Okay, so it's time for my first meal. I am getting very hungry. So I started my work day and now I'm taking a quick break to make, I guess you'd say breakfast food, let's say that. So what I'm doing is I'm cooking 2 strips of turkey bacon. And so this is one of my favorites. So I think for this breakfast, it'll be just 2 points. And so what I'm gonna have is 2 eggs, 2 slices of turkey bacon, and hash browns. The one thing I love about purple is your potatoes are 0 points, which is great because I absolutely love potatoes. And then I'm also gonna add some fat-free cottage cheese to get more protein. So I find when I eat food that my meals are heavier in protein, I'm less hungry throughout the day, and for me that's critical. I need to be able to eat and not feel hungry. And so with the turkey bacon and the eggs and the cottage cheese, that'll last me for a good probably 4 or 5 hours. So I'm gonna get this going and I'll show you what this looks like once I get it plated. And so now I'm going to make my hash browns for my breakfast bowl. And so even though they say that potatoes are 0 points, I still want to do the serving size because I don't want to go rogue and start, just eating because they say it's free points or 0 points. So the serving for the potatoes is 1 1/4 cups. And so I'm actually going to put in 1 1/4 cups. So I can make sure I keep an eye on my servings and my portions, like I said. So this is the hash browns. And I'm gonna cook this down. So pretty much I just put some non-stick spray and then I just add a little bit of water to just let it crust up a little bit. And that's it. So what I'll do is kind of let this cook and I'll come back when it's time to cook the eggs. So this is my second part of my bowl. I'm really excited. I'm getting so hungry. There are 2 eggs. I just added a little bit of seasoned salt and pepper. So I keep my scrambled eggs pretty simple. Now, if I wasn't doing Weight Watchers, I might have added some cheese. But since I'm trying to control my points and the cheese is not, it's not necessary. It's just extra. I'm trying to become more mindful with my eating and not just adding things for the sake of adding them. So I like my eggs a little bit soft. So this is pretty much it for the eggs. And I'll come back in just a second. So this is my first meal of the day, and as you can see, this bowl is plenty packed. So I have a serving of hash browns. I only used 1/3 cup of cottage cheese. A full serving is a half a cup, but I just used 1/3 of a cup. 2 slices of turkey bacon, and then I also like these guys here, just basically sparkling water to give myself a little bit of a fizz. And this whole breakfast this morning is only 2 points. So 0 points for 2 eggs, 0 point for the serving of cottage cheese, 0 points for the hash browns, and then 1 point per slice of turkey bacon. So this breakfast, highly packed in protein, is only 2 points. I'm loving it. See you soon. So it is dinner time, and I am very excited about tonight's dinner. And so as I showed you earlier in the pressure cooker, or in the pot, what is this thing called? In the crock pot, I made a pork loin. And so what I did was I just took 2 forks and I pretty much just shredded this meat. And as you can see, it just is, it's super juicy, super tender. And so now for dinner, what I'm going to do is make, I guess you could say almost like a carnita bowl. I'm calling it carnita, but I guess it's a pork loin. Southwest bowl is what I'll call it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my bowl. I'm going to add a serving of the pork, and then I'll put all of my fiesta items to my bowl, and then I'll come back and show you what I have and let you know the points. So I'm definitely excited about tonight's dinner. So here's what's for dinner in celebration of Taco Tuesday. For dinner tonight, I did a Southwestern bowl. And so what I have here in this whole meal is just 5 points on the purple plan. And so what I have here is a bed of greens at the bottom for 0 points, corn, serving of corn for 0 points, a half a cup of brown rice, 0 points, and tomatoes, 0 points. As you can see, I'm loving this theme of 0 points. And the only thing I'm paying for a total of 5 points is 3 ounces of my pork that I cooked in the crock pot overnight, 1 tablespoon of sour cream, which is 1 point, and then a serving of avocado, which is 2 points. So for this total, and if I didn't mention, the pork was 3 ounces for 2 points. This whole dinner is 5 points. And then as far as dressing goes, I'm not even going to use dressing. I'll just use a serving of, what is that called? A serving of salsa, and squeeze fresh lime on it. And that's dinner. So that saves points too. And so just wanted to share my meal. This is very filling, and I don't even think I'm going to be able to finish all of this. And so this will be my second meal of the day. I've only had 2 meals. And so I'll come back and show you what it'll be for snack later, since I have some points left and I know I'll be a little bit hungry later tonight. Okay, bye. So these are my 2 snacks that I'll have today to wrap up my meal. So I'll have 2 caramel rice cakes, and they're 2 points each. So it's 4 points for the rice cakes, and then 3 points for this mini bag of kettle corn. So those will be my 2 snacks for today, and then that wraps up my meals for today. So I hope you enjoyed what I ate in the day. Wasn't a whole lot because I try to keep it to about 2 meals and now a few snacks, but this pretty much wraps up a successful day of Weight Watchers Purple. So talk to you soon. Bye.